together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Sorry, I am a little behind. Give me a second here. I'll be caught up. Got to do some sharing, right? Do some sharing. Let people know that I'm live and doing stuff and talking and yeah. So the shirt's not untrue. Yeah, you'd think I'd be a people person, but I'm really not. I mean, I am, but I'm not. All right. See, my niece gets me this stuff because she knows me real well. See, I'd love to stay and chat, but I'd be lying. And I would be lying. I don't like to chat. If you want to talk about the weather, go somewhere else. You know what? It's hard for me to have conversations that aren't hard. Actually, let me do that differently. Meaningful. Meaningful. I love having meaningful conversations, right? I wanted to touch a little bit on men's health before I got started. That should clear the room. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you. It won't clear this room. Man, I don't even know where to go with it. I don't. I won't even try starting a men's meeting. I started a men's meeting back in the early 90s. It was like 20 people. First night. Now? No. And we used to get into some very deep emotional things. Scott, maybe you could lead me towards some men's meetings if you know of any. I think it'd be good for me. All right. I'm not going to really hit on. I don't want to take away from the topic, right? And stop treating men differently, and men start sharing your feelings. Is all I'm going to talk on it right now. All right, because I shouldn't even have brought it up. All right, let's just go ahead and move on. See, that's how life is. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I am. No, no, it's not. But you would think it is, wouldn't you? And if you're here, please say hello. That's a really good point, Ingrid. A lot of times when you go to meetings, it's usually just men anyway. But an intentional men's meeting is something much different. We have to laugh because it's true. There's been a lot of times Ingrid was the only girl in our noon meeting. Probably happened to you today, too. That's probably why you brought it up. So today we're going to be reading How It Works. It isn't that I didn't like the readings. I just didn't feel like talking about step 5 again. See, it's the 5th month. And so things are focused. So the daily reflection is focused on the 5th step. Sometimes it'll also cover the tradition during that month. But, it isn't that I don't like step 5. It's just that I don't want to talk about it every day. That wouldn't be of very much use. So sometimes I have to go outside the box and just pick something. Today I picked How It Works. It's a good read. We all know it. Okay. But do we know what it says? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through it. I'm going to give you my experience, strength, and hope from it. Okay. It may be different from yours. If it's different from yours, say something. Not everybody's recovery is the same. I'm not here to make you guys agree with me. Well, there's a part of me that wants that. We're going to be talking about honesty today. So I'm going to be honest. Like the shirt, huh? Yeah. I used to be a people person, but people ruined it. So when you say it out loud, it's even funnier. did you see the cup, Ingrid? I'd love to chat. Oh, that's not Ingrid. It might be. I don't know. There's 5 people here now, so now I'm just. All right. How it works. Chapter 5. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. And it's true. I've seen thousands and thousands of people. I'm watching it today. I'm watching it now. I watch people thoroughly follow the path. And within 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a miracle, a wholesale miracle takes place. You watch this person change from coming in and going to having courage to saying, I can, yeah, I'll talk. What? What happened to the person that was here 30 days ago? Gosh, they're gone. All because they saw something in somebody else that made them want to change. And that was you. That was you, man. It was you that made that difference. It was me. Why? Because the AA program is a we program. Right? You can read it in 9 breaths. Hear this. You have to hear me read it. Ask David. I can read it in 9 breaths. I used to volunteer to read it at every meeting. So since so many Texans have slow drawl, and it would take like 20 minutes. That's hilarious. Ingrid, you got some funny stories. I probably have it memorized. That's my thing. So, but honestly, that's not really that big of a deal. It's more of accomplishment to do that. Whew, that's a lot. All right, those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. Constitutionally incapable means they physically are incapable of being honest with themselves. This is me through and through. And until the gift of desperation came along, I would remain dishonest. Okay? The first time I got sober, the gift of desperation was homelessness. I was 18 and living on Skid Row. Skid Row. I wasn't couch surfing. Okay? I didn't have those places. Okay? When I was 17, what I would do is I would sleep in laundry rooms in apartment buildings. Because a lot of them were still unlocked. I would sleep there. Okay? Because I couldn't be honest with myself. They are such unfortunates. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. Guess what? It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Did you know that? Did anybody ever tell you, Dion, did you know it's not your fault? Okay. But in a way it is, because I say we were born with this. Okay. But I'm under the belief that I chose to be who I am before I even got here. I believe that. I believe in reincarnation things. See, this is my experience, my opinion, okay, which I'm allowed to have. Okay. And I have this belief because it feels right. Okay. So when I say that I am a human, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, I mean it literally. Okay. You can't sell your soul. It already belongs to God. It already belongs to somebody. It's not even yours. I sat up there and said, I want those two people to be my parents. Of course, I didn't know my dad was going to. I don't know any. What did we know? So I'm wondering, maybe I did pick this life to see what I would do with it. Okay. I know I'm getting out of the realm here. But these are things that I think about. So anyway, we were born with it. It's not your fault. But, oh, okay. Then I'll shut up. I'll shut up. Or, well, oh, I don't want to spoil it. They seem to have been born that way. They're naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Okay, it does. For us, this demands rigorous honesty. It won't work any other way. What is rigorous honesty? Rigorous honesty is being totally honest with yourself. You don't need to be honest with anybody. In fact, when you come into the AA program, I already know you're not honest. I know that you're going to be as honest as you're capable of being at the time. I know that. I give leeway for it. I already know that half stuff coming out of their mouth is bullshit. It's okay. Because I'm listening for the actual stuff. They're going to bring it up. They're trying as hard as they can to be honest. They don't know how. So give them a little bit of a fucking break. Give them a little bit of a break. But for the grace of God, go I. And I can tell you right now, I don't care how much time you have. You can be that person again. And I know because I did it. Because I did it. Okay? I used to sit at the bars and get people sober. Done it. Plenty of times. Some of these people still talk to me because I helped them. But I couldn't help myself. Did I help them? Sure I did. What they were probably thinking was, I don't want to fucking end up like Dion. In a sense, I knew what I was doing. In a sense. But I couldn't control it. I could not stop myself. It was like an out-of-body experience when I drank. Okay. Their chances are less than average. But what is the average? Compared to what? There are those, and here's me, there are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. There it is again. Honest. Honest is listed 1, 2, 3 times in this. Right? And what is the principle of step 1? Honesty. Or being as honest as you can. Right? Even in this book, in the preface, it tells us that the third tradition used to state the only requirement for membership was an honest desire to stop drinking. An honest one. There's no way I could have made that claim when I first came in. I barely even remember coming in. So, all right, our stories note right here. This is how you're supposed to talk at meetings. This is directions for talking at meetings. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. Now, in meetings, you're usually going to talk about the what happened, what it's like now. You might use some of your experience, what it's been like in the past, depending on what it is. But for a speaker meeting, this is how you do it. Talk about what happened. You talk about what it was like. Now, when you do that, you usually get 20 minutes. I'm going to tell you something. Use the first 5 minutes for your background. It doesn't matter where you're at that point. Just move on, or you're not going to get to the good stuff. Okay? Just kind of help you out a little bit. All right. If you've decided what If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. Right there, they're talking about steps 2 and 3. Willingness, step 3. Anytime you hear willingness, you need to think step 3. Why? Because step 3 is about getting out of self. And in all your problems, the only answer out there is help another alcoholic. Help another person. Even before your gratitude list. Okay. Actually, it's your recovery. You do it the way you want to. Because maybe that works different for you. Sorry, that wasn't for me to. That was rude. Then I apologize. Look at that. We just did a 10th step. Yay! All right. At some of these we balked. But I can't. I can't if you had my life. I need a roof over my head. I need money. Do you need a roof over your head to get sober? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But their chances go up by 30%. Gosh, isn't that good? Isn't that good? Laughing at my balking. That's what it is. That's what I hear. It's like hearing chickens fight. When people are reading this on Zoom, that's what I do. You can usually see me in the background. Bok, bok, bok. Oh no, I can't go through with it. Put an order. We could not. And so we thought we could find an easier, softer way. This is the easier, softer way. I'm telling you, it's the easier, softer way. It really is. Once the obsession for alcohol is gone, your life becomes so much more than alcohol. Okay. My alcoholism makes up about 5% of who I am. The rest of me is Dion. It's just that 5% seems to have a lot of control. Okay. Well, I don't give it control anymore. I just don't. I give it to God. Give it to God. With all the earnestness at our command, we're begging you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. That's what they say. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. All right, so you hear me talk about this. Okay. All our best ideas got us here. All my best ideas got me back to A. All of them. Yeah, and that's the main thing, huh, Chris? There. That's the way. It was easier than I thought. That's a great way to put it. People can really attach to that. See, Chris has this natural ability. He has this natural ability because he's worked on something for so long. Good shit, Chris. Good stuff. Good stuff. So we've got to let go absolutely of our old life. That means people and places too. Oh, but they're no, they're not. Oh, but they're they're not. I'm sorry. And I'll tell you why. You don't know what friendship is yet. I'm being honest with you, and I'm sorry. But you don't even know what it means to be a friend yet on step 1. You're barely becoming honest. Okay? This is about becoming a person worth having. Okay? You're going to get to a point where what you do is walk around and things will just happen because you are who you are. When you intentionally grow, when you intentionally get better, people notice. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Man, there's the begging again. I hope you do find God. No. I'm going to rephrase that. I hope you find your higher power. I do. Even if I don't like you, I would like you. I would be happy for you. Right? I used to get upset when I felt like other people were getting things that I thought I deserved. But instead, now I'm just like, well, good for them, man. And I move on. right? And these are people I don't want around, right? But I am not God. Thank God. I am not. Wouldn't want it anymore. Half measures avail us nothing. Wow, Chris. I never knew all this about you. So, Chris took second place in the country for being a mentor. It's not surprising, Chris. Actually, but it's neat. It's neat to hear. So, keep telling us about that stuff. Because I don't feel like you're bragging. I feel like we're getting to know you better. Chris is in assisted living. Okay. So that's why I tout on him. And I've known him since I was 19. He was there when my son was born. He used to babysit my son. Okay. So I have a lot of respect for Chris. And he's always been there for me. He's always loved me unconditionally, even when I went back out. And I love you, Chris, a lot. Okay. Like a brother. So half measures availed us nothing. You went to Indianapolis. That's awesome. Maybe what we need to do is just have a talk. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. I'm going to skip the steps. That's a lot. If you want me to explain every step, yeah, we'll be here for an hour. You know how I am. I go off on different topics all the time. So, all right. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." But don't be discouraged, right? Don't be. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. Thank you, Chris. Have a good day, Ingrid. Or did I make it sound like I was ending again? I may have done that. Right? So, what I don't like about this paragraph is we tend to focus in on the fact that we are not saints, but there's other stuff in here. Okay? The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. Okay? So this is a guide to progress. It'll tell you that it's a guide to a lot of different things, like 7 different guides. Okay? Then it says, we claim spiritual progress. But you finished it in your head, didn't you? In your head, you said, rather than spiritual perfection. I know you did. And then you probably even went as far to say, nobody's perfect. We've missed the whole line. We claim spiritual progress. Let's claim it. Do it. Good job. We're all done. I've claimed spiritual. It doesn't need to be big, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done. It's going to feel silly. It's going to feel stupid in the beginning. I just did it. I didn't feel anything but encouragement. I felt encouragement. You can give yourself your own encouragement. That's what it's about. Yeah. Okay. So claim spiritual progress. Quit worrying about perfection. Quit saying I'm not perfect. No shit. Nobody's perfect. No shit. Why are we talking about it? Just stop talking about it. Let's talk about progress. I'd much rather, okay, right here. I'd love to chat, but I'd be lying. I want to talk about perfection. It's perfect the way it is. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, in our personal adventures, I love that, in our personal adventures, like we're Dora the Explorers here, before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. And this is the first 3 steps: that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. Right? that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. Of course, C, that God could and would, if he were sought. And I have right here, are you willing to go through with this? So at this point, my sponsor asked me, are you willing to go to any length to do this? And my answer was yes. And I'm here today. No, you got to keep seeking. That's the joy. That's the actual joy of living, is seeking God. That's the joy. Okay. You'll understand it when you get there. I can't explain it to you. Okay. It's when we say it is an experience you must not miss, it's what I'm talking about. Okay. You may have had a spiritual experience that has lifted your obsession, but it's not your last spiritual experience. You're going to get a lot of them. You can get a lot. Okay. They're going to come in the forms of epiphanies, of sudden great thoughts. Sometimes it may feel like a 2x4 hit in the back of the head to knock some damn sense into you. You'll go to a meeting and somebody will say something you've been hearing for years, but for some reason today it sounds totally different. And you can hear God talking through his children. I love you all. I really do. This is me wrapping up now. What a great day. It's rainy out. Right? So I'm not going to get done what I wanted to, but there's plenty to do around here. All right. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.